Hey everybody, this video is titled If Black Women Were 100% Honest. I do not own this video or anything in this video. This video is just for commentary purposes only. I'm giving my thoughts and opinions. So let's start. So the first question is if I've ever felt ashamed of my natural features at some point. Okay, so let's stop right there. Most women said yes.
I want to start. I see a lot of girls like lately doing like black girls because we have like wider noses, doing a lot of like stuff to their nose, and I'm like, that is
Yep,
the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's like getting worse and worse. Like I
it
go on
is.
social media, I think it was Angela Simmons. They had her before and her after picture, like when she was first in the industry till now, and I'm like, it's a shame that we don't like our own features. That girl is beautiful. I'm like, you did not need to go and do something to your face. But it's a lot of black women that don't think their features
But
are good
she didn't
enough.
see it.
And I'm like, who's telling us this stuff? It's crazy. It's like, you see it every single day. Girls are lightening their skin.
Okay, so yeah, I do agree with this. The ethnic nose jobs, there's been like an uptrend in it. If you even go on YouTube, you can see these women that are going to Turkey and getting nose jobs. Now, before I think when black people were getting nose jobs, they were doing like a bad job. But now that they have the ethnic nose job, I think they look a lot better. And I'm not saying I approve of people getting nose jobs, but yeah, you'll see women doing makeup, contouring their face so that their nose looks smaller. And I'm wondering, like who started this? Who started this trend to where you can contour your face to make your nose look slimmer? But we know where this comes from. It's featurism, and they deem certain features as feminine and certain features as masculine and certain features as attractive. And bigger noses for women are not seen as attractive, especially on a black woman. I've seen, and I'm sure other communities may have this as well, but especially in the black community.
Fixing their nose, whatever else, doing the whole BBL stuff, whatever, getting their body fixed. And it's like, that's not us. Why we have to all look the same? So I was telling my sister, I'm like, no matter what people say about my face, I'm keeping it. Because at the end of the day, this is my face. If y'all don't like it, too bad. But it's just,
I feel like
I like how confident she was in herself. Like this is my face. This is what it is. If you don't like it, too bad. I think maybe more of us need to carry that kind of attitude. But then when you kind of have that attitude, you seen as somebody who has like an attitude, an aggressive personality. But um, yeah, let's take Glorilla for example. How people kept bullying her about her nose, and then when she reduced the size of her nose, you still had an issue with her. So, and it's almost a sense of even if you do fix what they think is wrong with you, they still have a problem with you. But when she said with Angela Simmons, she's right. Angela Simmons is not a bad looking woman, but she felt the need to fix her nose because it comes from society. If society was accepting of everybody and their features, uh, we wouldn't have people doing this. Or if you did, it would be at a lesser extent. And we know when it comes to beauty, it's geared towards women. It's always pointing at a woman and pointing out what's wrong with her.
sorry. I feel like at one point, especially growing up, I was born and raised in Jamaica. And when I came to the States, when I was in Jamaica, I never knew like I didn't feel the way about how I looked like at all. I came to the United States and I'm like, what's wrong with these people? Send me back, please. Because I came here and everyone they would talk about my skin tone, like why are you so black? Why are you so black?
Yep. And when it comes to color, like darker skin, it's more negative. When it's associated negatively, it's geared towards women again. Why are you so black? Why are you so dark? You're too dark. That's why with the skin bleaching products, that's why so many women use, even with Asian countries, African and Asian countries. That's why you see an overwhelming number of women using these products because dark is seen as ugly on a woman.
You too dark. You're an African booty scratcher. I'm like, I don't know nothing about Africans, but I don't scratch my booty. And I'm just like, that was me in elementary school. So I feel like it starts young, and I feel like it stems from what they're hearing from their parents, what they're seeing at home and stuff. Because I'll go to school
Agreed.
and I'm getting tormented by about the way I look, and I always hated because of that. I went from not caring and loving myself to hating my skin tone.
And when you're a kid, like, you don't automatically hate yourself. It's an environmental issue. When everybody in your environment is telling you that you look ugly because of your features, whether it's your skin tone, whether it's your nose, you start to believe it. And then when the media is showing that you're not attractive, you start to believe, like, what are you gonna, like, how are you gonna filter this out when you're a child?
I used to try to rub things on my skin at home. My lips. They used to talk about my lips, and I'm like, I don't really got that much lips, but damn. They used to talk about my lips. They used to talk about my nose, and I noticed that.
Yep. See the nose thing? It's always the nose, the lips, and the skin for black women. You don't want your nose to be too big. You don't want it to be big at all. You don't want big nose. You don't want big lips, and you don't want dark skin. It's an issue if you do. If you have it, a lot of people see you as ugly, and I think we really got to get out of that narrative that these features are ugly because if you're born with it, like, you can't help what you're born with.
Over time, as I grew older, that it started seeping into my household. So it was now the adults that's coming and like, oh, you're built like this. Oh, your nose is this. Our family our nose are slimmer. Your nose, and I'm like, wait, now it's going to the older people in my family, and it's like you're looking at what you're seeing outside of the household and online and on TV, and now you're judging. Your genetic, it's in our blood. So I feel like things that you can't change shouldn't be judged.
Yes.
And I feel like that's something
Don't judge me for something that I have no control over. And then when you want to change that, then they say you self-hate. So if she's dark skinned and she decides to use bleaching products to lighten her skin, oh, you don't want to be black. You hate your blackness. No, I don't hate it. You all hate it. I'm trying to change so you guys stop hating me. If she goes and gets a nose job, oh, she hates herself. You should keep your black nose, but you keep throwing hate at me. No one wants to be hated and be insulted all the time and be seen as like not enough. So what do? You change what they don't like so that you can be liked.
had to learn over time. And that's
And when I said that statement, I don't mean like that's what you need to do, but that's what a lot of people are doing.
why now, like more than ever, I embrace every aspect of me, especially my skin. Oh, baby, you can't tell me nothing now. If you're not dark, I feel like something's wrong with you. I'm just kidding. But like seriously, like at now.
And it's kind of like, okay, like with colorism, like you never hear people say, oh, her skin is I never really hear things like, oh, her skin is too pale. Things like that. You don't hear that. It's always negative association with dark skin.
That's how I view it. It's like, okay, clearly people I feel like TV shows, movies, they feed that to us to try to let
They
us
do.
doubt ourselves and not see our value, not see our worth. At the end of the day, our skin tone, we could go in the sun. We're not going to, everything is made on us for a reason. Like right now, I can't breathe. Now if I change my nose to this, how am I going to breathe? No offense. But I feel like everybody is built a certain way for a reason. So I feel like we shouldn't be, oh my God, you're too dark.
Yep.
Just be you. Accept yourself for what you are. Because there's family members that's blonde hair, blue eyes, and it's like, oh, you're still cute, you're beautiful. So I feel like everyone should get that same
Yes.
feeling.
Why can't everyone get love? Why are we picking and choosing who we choose to celebrate and who we choose to demonize?
no matter how you look.
Well, I feel like for me, it's sort of like I had this pressure. Well, like I've always been sort of athletic, and I always felt like I need to have a certain thinness, but like I don't like my body type is more athletic build instead of like slim. So I always like had this, I guess, internal insecurity of like looking too manly or something like that.
Oh gosh, that's another thing. And the videos that I've been seeing, like I'm sure a lot of black women would agree that a lot of times we're masculinized for things we can't help. So like I said, the bigger noses. A lot of times bigger noses are associated with masculinity. Darker skin is associated with masculinity. And then your build. You have to understand different ethnic groups are have different builds. Okay. So if she's naturally more athletic, a bit more muscular, and she's not doing anything to make herself like this, but she's natural like this, why is she hated for her natural body type? You know, she's not going to be built like an Asian woman. So it's kind of unfair to, you see this woman and you see her as feminine because of her build, but you see this other woman and you see her as masculine because of her build, but she's naturally like this. And to me, I mean, she doesn't look out of shape. So like, what's wrong with her? Because she's not built like this woman, she's not good enough, or she's masculine.
Looking too bulky, and I feel like
Yep. And a big reason why a lot of black women don't like to work out, if they do, they're probably gonna do cardio, like walk on a treadmill. This is why they're scared to use weights and stuff. And you know, I don't know if you've heard, but of course, you know, as you get older, you lose muscle mass. So you need to use weights, something heavy to keep your muscle. But so many black women are scared to use it because we're scared we're gonna get a little bit too much muscle and look manly. And then that it, you're gonna you're gonna lose muscle mass, so you're gonna need to do it. But a lot of them are like, well, I don't care. I'd rather, you know, lose muscle mass than use weights and look manly. This is how bad it's gotten that people are will be willing to risk their health to avoid um such negativity.
as black women, we already like get
100%
masculinized a
correct.
lot. So I felt like I needed to be like dainty. I needed to
Dainty.
be like
Yep.
I felt like I needed to eat less. I needed to like do cardio and
See, I just said it. She said she feel like she need to do more cardio. And that's what black women, I think a lot of black women would rather do cardio rather than use any kind of weight. I don't know a lot of black women, myself as being somebody who's black, I don't know a lot of black women who have weights at home and use them. Or if they go to the gym, they use weights.
stuff so to look more dainty and princessy and
Yeah.
you know like looking more like athletic or I would say like warrior like. It's something how I look at it now, but before I felt like, oh, I don't want to bulk up too much. I don't want to look like a man. I don't want to be too beefy and stuff. But I feel like that's an extra layer of like pressure for me
Yeah.
to be like, I don't know, like I said, smaller.
It's so funny you say about the weight.
And I think that's why a lot of black women are sometimes dressed in a way that they feel like is or do things that they feel like are hyper feminine to really feminize yourself, like the uh the extra long nails, right? So longer nails would be associated with the woman. The hair where they have down to their butts or to their knees now. uh Wearing very revealing clothing because she wants to like hyper feminize herself to let you know that I'm a woman, I'm not masculine, I'm feminine.
Yeah.
So for me, I was always a plus size girl. Growing up, I was big. I had a big nose. Still do. It looks great now. I have full lips, and then I was shape. So growing up down south, you got to think about how we get lipo. Hell, you can't afford it. So, so what you gonna do? Like just accept who you are. And I started to learn more about skincare, and I started learning more about makeup, which is how I got into my career. Like it's all within and how you feel about yourself because like I could have been doing something
words trying to outsource what I felt inside. But it took years for me to stop doing that. And it's like a battle I go through even at my age right now. I'm like, okay, girl, might get like a little pimple here and there. I'm like, well, hell, it is what it is. And keep it moving.
I think like when you were talking about the colorism that you experienced when you came to the United States.
And she's the second one to talk about, living outside of the US and coming here and how it she never heard of that where she was from. But now I think it's spread. You know, people have picked up these doctrines from the US and placed it, brought it to other countries.
I would just say welcome. I mean, because I had the same thing. It was like
your clients dream big. Your agency builds bigger.
Sorry about the commercial.
Move faster.
Like, and it started at home. Like, my parents are from the South, and one way or another, it just got into me that somehow there was something wrong with, like, me being as dark as I was, and then even dating, I would have guys say to me, well, I don't usually date girls as dark as you. And then I'm like, is that supposed to be, am I supposed to be grateful,
grateful
for the fact that you...
There's another woman. Now this one, it wasn't colorism. It was texturism. She's a Black woman she talks about colorism and things like this in the Black community. Now, she's a nice looking woman. She wears her natural hair, and she said a man made it a point to come up to her and say, "You're pretty, but I wouldn't go out with you because you wear your natural hair." Her natural hair was beautiful. I mean, it was thick. It looked healthy. Nothing wrong with her natural hair. She's wearing the hair that God gave her. And you tell her she doesn't know you, but you make it a mean, to tell her that her natural hair is not good enough for you. Who are you to even go up and say that to somebody? But I bet he wore his natural hair. And it's a double-edged sword. His natural hair is good enough, but your natural hair isn't. His skin tone is good enough, but your skin tone isn't. Make it make sense. It makes no logical sense. And for you to come up to somebody and say, well, I wouldn't date somebody as dark as you, but I'm going to make an exception. It's kind of like you going before. It's kind of like the judge, I guess, giving mercy on you. I don't know. I don't know even what to compare this to. Like it's supposed to be a compliment. And it's like you're offering her crumbs and she's supposed to be grateful. This is why they keep saying, go where you're celebrated and not where you're tolerated. This is crazy to me. This is why people have issues. This is one of the reasons why people have issues.
I mean, bro, you're darker than me. What are you talking about? And it's like, well, I have to think about, like, what are my kids going to look like? And so I just...
Oh, so, yeah, see?
It was this sort of thing of, like, I remember being a little kid and looking through, like, Ebony and Essence and stuff, and I was like, if I could just be pretty, if I could just be, like, a little bit lighter, if I could just be a little bit lighter, then I would be pretty.
And it's sad because she just confirmed her suspicions. When you try to say, oh, no, colorism, it's not as bad as I think. Featurism, texture, it's not as bad as I think. And you try to build yourself up and something like this happened. And you kind of just like confirm the negativity. See, when she was younger, how she's like, oh, I wish I was a little bit lighter. If only I was a little bit lighter. And years down the road, she confirms her suspicion of her skin tone, of how it's viewed as negative, how it's viewed negatively.
And that's like so embarrassing to say, but it was very young where I felt like there was something wrong with me being as dark as I was. And then you look at every like Black romance movie, every single one. Please tell me if I'm wrong. The man is always
completely
dark,
wrong.
and the woman is always light.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like, I don't even see myself there.
Yeah.
It's just like I can't think of a single movie
And I wonder who's gonna watch it and say that these women are masculine and aggressive.
where the woman was not darker than the man or even the same color.
Growing up, was the only
She's right. There's a lot of colorism in these movies and these TV shows, and I'm making it to a point to where I just stopped watching it because even though you may be aware and you may be, strong enough in yourself, but this stuff gets into you subconsciously. So you have to be aware and careful of what you watch, what you intake, because nobody's, I think, 100% strong or like 100% confident. I guess you want to say, do you have day people? Sometimes you have bad days, and so I don't want this stuff uh in my subconscious. It, but she's not wrong. You see it so much, and it's like, well, it's like confirming that brown skin and dark skin isn't good enough. And how do you like you keep proving yourself right with these negative stuff? And it's like, okay, well, even media says I'm not good enough. So girls start thinking, well, maybe I'm not good enough. So you say, okay, well, I'm gonna get some skin bleaching cream and I'm gonna bleach my skin. So maybe I have a better chance then. And think about like celebrities, how you see these singers or rappers, and you see someone with a lighter complexion, you see someone with a darker complexion, but the lighter skin one, you obviously see that they don't have as much talent, but they're being promoted so hard. And it's like, well, this darker skinned woman sounds a lot better. Like why is she not as famous? Like, what's the issue?
person in my family that had curly hair, and they used to trade. Your hair is too pretty. Always a thing to the point where people.
Scar you for the rest of your life.
Mm.
Um,
Okay, how she said. Now it's true. Things like this will scar you, and it will take so long to heal. Imagine being told or seeing something like this when you're a child, and you have to try to heal from that.
I can't really say I had an issue. Well, I don't. I can think of something in particular my aunt had said to me. She was like, "You were lighter in this picture, but now you're darker." That was like,
And what was the purpose of her saying that? So what? She's darker. It should have never been said. Something we just have to stop saying to people, especially girls. We know women get when it comes to beauty and looks. We know women get treated harsher. So let's be careful what we say.
okay, so that and them always kind of comparing themselves when it comes to weight. Like it's always like, well, you know, your auntie she didn't gain weight, or girl, you didn't put some pounds on you. It's like people put their insecurities off on you, and you think of a child, how a child absorbs so much stuff, and them unknowingly taking it to school because you know they didn't heard good hair, bad hair from the kitchen table talk at home, and now they have developed this thing about it. And I can say for myself, although I had a great childhood, my mom did she was the best mother in the whole world. That her being because she was a single parent and I saw how hard that she worked, that made me say, I don't know if I want kids. Because she had no saying things about your body and it's like adults are disgusting because a child is
And this is why I think it's so important to equip children early on. You have to make them aware of things like this in the world. Because if not, like imagine giving them an armor and a shield already to protect themselves. So when a blow comes at them, they're not hurt. They're not injured. You understand what I mean psychologically. But when you give them nothing to start out with and they experience them, they're going to be hurt from a blow. And you're going to have to try to fix that wound. You know what I'm saying? You ever get a cut and already the cut hurts? Now you have to clean it. So now you're hurting even more, right? The healing process hurts. So now you have to wrap it, right? And it still hurts, right? It throbs. And then it creates a scar sometimes. That's why you have to equip children, I think, psychologically. You have to make them psychologically strong. Give them something. Don't wait for someone to say to your dark skin, "Oh, you're too black. You're ugly because you're black." And you've never brought up this issue. You've never told them things. You have to say something to them. You have to equip them first. Because when they come home upset, now you have to try to explain to them and console them and build them up when you could have just started. And not saying that their parents didn't do that, but I think a lot of people forget about the psychological part of raising children. Now I don't have children myself, but I'm just saying. Think of the the Jim Crow era. You had to let your children know the world that they were living in. You couldn't just send them out and think, "Oh, it's okay, nothing's gonna happen to them," or "Oh, they don't need to know that." I know it's not the same today, but you gotta equip your children.
Sitting here thinking nothing about that, and it's just like when I hear stories about people saying, "Oh, like this has hurt me," like when did it happen? Well, when I was a child, like you still have that wound inside of you that can't be healed because you can't talk to your mother or your father or your grandfather because they don't believe they did anything wrong because of their trauma. And it's kind of like, what are you going to do? So are you going to be the person who's going to be the person who's going to break that chain? And I can say for myself, my mama was that person to break that chain because my family is toxic.
Okay, guys. So tell me your thoughts and opinions on this. Like, what do you think? Do you agree with these women? Like, what do you think we need to do to change things? I first think we have to. You can't change the world in their opinions. You can only try to be the best version of yourself, so that people maybe, um, you know, if someone wants to see just the outside your features, then that's what they're gonna see. But I think one of the first steps is equipping yourself psychologically, because you can't make the world change. You can't make people's opinions a change of you. So that's it, guys. Thanks for listening.